acknowledge my team, Team Herschel, because I tell you what, we've been in a fight. But I want to say, you guys, I acknowledge you guys for being here this morning because we're in a serious fight. This is not just a political battle, this is a spiritual battle. And for spiritual battles, God wants his spiritual warriors out there. And you know, I'm going to tell you a little story because I thought that I was just that football player. And everyone talk about me playing football, but y'all know how long ago I played football? A long, long time ago. They talk about what I done on that athletic field because God is such a good God. He put something up there that people can see today still stands. But that wasn't what God wanted from Herschel Walker. I'm talking about myself in third person, but I know that. But God had another plan for me, and I'm going to tell you how that plan worked. Because I grew up not far from here. Y'all know that little town, Wrightsville, Georgia. Yes, if you got 1 year to live, move to Wrightsville, that year will be forever. Sort of like Groundhog Day. And my mom made me feel good because she told me I was big bone. But y'all know what that meant, that you're fat and stuff. And I used to have a speech impediment. I used to stutter so bad, and I was ashamed. So for 4 years of my life, I never went out for recess. For 4 years of my life, I never spoke in a classroom. But because of the grace of God, he had a plan for me. And so all of a sudden, I started doing these push-ups, getting these books, going to the library, reading to myself. When my speech got a little bit better, then all of a sudden, I graduated as one of the top students in my class. And because God got a plan, a good God. And then I started getting scholarship to go to college. But this was so funny. I didn't want to go to college. No, I'm from Wrightsville, Georgia. I saw people going to the military. I always hear how there's peace through strength. Well, our strength in the United States of America is our great military. They're our strength. So I wanted to be a Marine. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be a Marine, yes. And I couldn't tell my mom and dad at the time I wasn't going to college. I wanted to be a Marine. But Easter Sunday, my mom came to me and she said, Bo, because my nickname is Bo. And y'all thought Bo Jackson, and Bo Jackson never beat Herschel Walker in anything. That's what's so funny. But my nickname is Bo, and my mom came to me and she said, Bo, don't you think it's time for you to decide where you want to go to school? And she said, but let me tell you this. If your mind and your heart is pure to the Lord Jesus, no matter what decision you make, God will make it right for you. I said, okay, then I'll flip a coin. God, that's how I ended up at the University of Georgia. Well, I got to the University of Georgia, and this was so funny. I won a Heisman Trophy. Yes, then I got a chance to play 15 years of pro football. And then I got a chance to be on the 1992 Olympic bobsled team. Think about it. There's no snow here in Georgia, and I made the 1992 Olympic bobsled team. My life is going well. It's going well, but God had a plan. And I'm thinking it's this athletic plan because everything was happening. I'm winning everything. And then God said, no, he's not ready yet. I got to break him. I got to break him, get him ready and prepared. And I didn't know what he was trying to do to me because I heard I had a mental problem. Still talking about myself in third person, like mental problem. How in the world could I have Herschel have a mental problem? Because, guys, I never drank before in my life. Never tasted beer, never had any medicine in his body. So I ain't got no problem. But I learned from my parents, if you got a problem, go get that problem taken care of. So I go to this hospital out in California. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting in this hospital, and I go, whoa, these people here are crazy. Oh, yes, they are. These people here are crazy. I'm not like them. But then I fell back on the teaching of my mom and dad that we all fall short of the glory of God. But you got to admit that you're a sinner. You got to admit that you fall short of the glory of God. That's when God washed you in his blood. And that's when God said, oh, he's ready now. Because now I want him to know what he's got to go do. And then I started watching television. This was so funny. I'm not telling y'all to watch TV because you watch TV, you get confused. So I'll tell you this little story about this man that died early in life. He died early in life, and as he got to heaven, St. Peter met him at the pearly gates before he can go in. And St. Peter says, sir, you're here a little bit early right now, and your name ain't on the roll. So you're the only one in history that's going to get an opportunity to decide where you want to go. He said, I'm going to take you to heaven and I'm going to take you to hell, and you get to determine where you like to be. So he puts him in this elevator, And he takes him all the way down to hell, and the doors open up. And there was a party going on. He sees some of his friends down there, they're having a good time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, "You ready to go? You ready to go?" And the guy said, "I got to leave now." He said, "Yeah, you got to leave." So he puts him in his elevator, sends him all the way up to heaven, and he get to heaven, and there are people floating around on clouds, having a good time, just talking. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, "Have you made your mind up? Have you made your mind up?" And the guy said, "Well, St. Pete, I hate to tell you this, I think I want to go to hell." Said, "That seemed like my type of place down there. I want to go to hell." St. Peter said, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah." So he puts him in his elevator, sends him all the way back down to hell. Now, and the doors open up. It's hot. People are miserable. They're having a terrible time. And the guy goes, wait a minute. A couple of hours ago when I was here, there was a party going on." And Satan shows up and said, "A couple of hours ago, I was campaigning." And the reason I'm telling you that little story, right now, the guy I'm running against, a lot of people on the left has been campaigning. So y'all ask me why I'm running. I said, God don't need no politician. He need that warrior for God that's going to speak truth to you. He need that warrior from God that's going to step in front of you and tell you that they're trying to pretend that we're in the new normal. But I'm trying to tell you right now, we're not. Because all I hear all the time is about this racism. And sure, we got problems in this country, but we can solve those problems together. But the guy I'm running against, Senator Reverend Warnock, all he talks about is the color of someone's skin. And I said, well, no. In that great book I read, God don't know nothing about the color of your skin. He knows about your heart. So maybe we need to get back to people's heart. And all I hear him say is America need to apologize for its whiteness. That America's biggest problem is racism. That you can't serve the military and God at the same time. And I said, no. In the great book I read, I said, a house divided cannot stand. So what they're trying to do to us right now, they're trying to take us down in that elevator and tell us that this is the new normal. But I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. That 23andMe has screwed us all up. So we don't matter what color your skin is. What matters, you're an American. So maybe we need to get back to being an American. Maybe we need to get back to being American and caring for your brothers and sisters. And it is said many times that when God forgives you, you're forgiven. And no one can bring it up again, and you got to move forward. And that's what we got to do right now. We got to move forward and quit worrying about the guy across the aisle from us. Quit worrying about someone that may be a Democrat, maybe a Republican, that not on the same thought that you're on, but worry about the guy that's across the ocean from us, because that is the person that is our enemy. Because what they have done to us right now, they've taken us down in this elevator and told us this was the new normal. That what they've done, they've gotten rid of our energy. And y'all know what that means, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. What that means is right now we're relying on people that are our enemy. People like terrorists, people that want to give us our energy. Do y'all know the definition of a terrorist? Know the definition of an enemy? Those are people that don't like you. And I say that they need to learn that definition, that those people don't like us, that we don't need them to give us anything, because it's right underneath our feet. We can drill and do it for ourselves, and we can do it just as good as anyone else. But our problem we have is we've elected people to office that have got the definition of Webster. They now want to create these definitions. They're even discussing what's the definition of a woman. And I know the definition of a woman because it's written in my Bible. And God says man and woman. And woman is the real from a man. But yet they're trying to tell you also a man can get pregnant. And I'm telling you, no, he can't. No, he can't. And don't let him take you down in that elevator, guys. Our problem we have right now, we decided to get the wrong leaders in Washington. We got to get people in Washington that's going to stand up. And they stand up as my father, when he told me no, he meant no. And then I got too big for my britches. He said, boy, if you don't like the rules underneath my roof, you leave my house. So maybe we need to get people in Washington that say, if you don't like the rules of the United States of America, you can leave. Because the problem we got now, we got weak leaders in Washington that are not doing the right thing by the people that elected them to go to office. And that's the reason I'm running. Y'all think I'm running to get rich? Hey, I'm going to lose millions of dollars, but I can tell you the guy I'm running against, he's getting wealthy. His income went up as he continued to evict poor people from this apartment building. And I said, and he said, when I talk about him, I'm talking about Jesus. That's exactly what he said on the pulpit. And he said, when I talk about him, I'm putting down Dr. King. But I want the senator, the reverend, to know he's not Jesus or Dr. King. Because I know the Bible, and it is written, when you are the Bible, when you are Jesus, and I'm talking about you, yes, I am talking about Jesus, but you're not talking that Jesus. You're not Jesus. And you do not resemble Martin Luther King. Dr. King would not be doing the things you're doing right now. So don't use them as a vice. And that's what he tried to do in that debate. Y'all saw that debate? Now, anyone know Herschel Walker? Did y'all really think he can beat me in a debate? Let's be real here. Did y'all really think he can beat me in a debate only because he have those well-dressed suits that he wears? And only because he speak those great words that he speak. But y'all don't know I have God on my side. And when you got God on your side, he can do some amazing things. Because in that debate, who became the adult in that room? That I became the adult because I took him to school, and that's why I became the adult, because he became Scooby-Doo at one time. And y'all heard it because they asked him a question. They said, sir, would you support Biden in 2024? And he said, oh no. And I said, yes, he did. And now they want to say that right now, to be a senator, you have to know some stuff. But some stuff I know is that we can do our own drilling and stuff. Some stuff I know is we got to support our men and women in blue, where he's called them thugs and bullies. And I remember one night when I was leaving my campaign office, it was starting to get dark outside. And as I was leaving, I saw this police officer had pulled over this little white car with dark windows. And as it was getting dark outside, he was walking up to the car, and I got nervous. I got nervous that what is this officer going to do to this gentleman in this car, this lady in this car? I got nervous because they were taking me down in that elevator, because I started thinking that the officer was wrong. And I said, no, you're not going to get me in that elevator, because that officer is only doing his job. He's a mother, he's a father, he's a brother, he's a sister, and he has a family, and he want to go home safe just as the guys in the car. So maybe we don't need to reform the police officer. Maybe we need to reform the citizen. Because I said, that is a problem as well. So I said, that's what we need to get back to, showing respect for each other rather than worrying about someone else. And I said, that is what I'm going to do. So on my watch, I'm going to make sure we can bridge the gap and not separate people like they want to do, because they only want your vote. And when they get your vote, they're going to change this country. Because what they've said one time is that, hey, you see what they're doing to our military? Do you see what they're doing to our military? And I told you early on that they said there was peace through strength, and our strength is our great military. But now they're bringing pronouns into our military. They're bringing wokeness into our military. I don't even know what the heck is a pronoun. I can tell you that, and I'm sick and tired of this pronoun stuff. What I want our military men and women to do is to be at war fighting, not them to dismiss them because they don't take a covert shot. Right now, what we're doing is not right. They're getting rid of their benefits. That's not right when people have sacrificed so much for this country. They've died for this country, and yet we got people in Washington that never sacrificed not one thing, but yet they want to say, we're going to remove your benefits. We're going to remove you from the military, where they're making us weak. They're making us weak as we deplenish our military. You see China over there building theirs up. So I said, I told them last night, I think that's, what do y'all think? That may be treason. I think that may be treason, because they're making us weak right now, and we need these strong leaders in Washington that's going to be like me, that warrior for God, that I want to take care of everyone. I want everyone to be safe. But that is peace through strength, and the way we beat our strength by is to support our military, give them the resources they need to get their job done. So that's what has happened. Well, this is no. This wasn't so funny. In less than 2 years, this senator has done this to the state of Georgia. He went to Georgia and said that he was going to represent Georgia. But who is he representing? Joe Biden. He went to Georgia, and all of a sudden he voted like he's from California, like he's from New York. And I need to tell him, he may not know, but California got their senators. New York got their senators. They don't need him. So what he need to do is get back to the Georgia values. The Georgia value is to have your faith. The Georgia value is to support our military. The Georgia value is to support our police officers. And then you got to listen to this. Listen to this. So when you don't get it and let them take you down that elevator, they go after your kids. That's what they're going to do right now. Oh, yes, they are. They're going after your kids, but they ain't going to do it on my watch. That's why I said vote for me, because I can promise you they're not going after your kids. They're not going to go after your kids, because they want to tell your kids that they want to get them in school. They want to teach this critical race theory instead of teaching them how to read and write. They want to teach this gender ideology instead of teaching them how to do math. And then they want to keep them safe, because he voted, Senator Warnock voted to put men and women in sports. I'm like, what is this man doing? Y'all don't want Herschel Walker competing against your daughter. I can promise you that, because I'm from that great school from Ricky Bobby, and I love to finish first, and I'm not going to finish last. But yet, what we need to do is get rid of all those 87,000 IRS agents and put one of those agents in the schools to take care of our kids. That's one of the things we need to do. We need to do that right there, because what they're doing to us right now, those 87,000 IRS agents, what do you think they're going to go after? They're not going after nobody but you. They're not going after no one else, but yet they say you have to know some stuff. I think the stuff they need to know is it's time for them to go. And don't let the door hit them in the backside as they leave the room, because this door and this seat belong to the people of Georgia. And Georgia is sick and tired. Oh, I know you need me, and I'm coming. I told them just hang on. I'm coming. I'm coming. That's the reason I decided to run. That's the reason I decided to run. But wait. There's some more. This is amazing what they've done to this country in less than 2 short years. And then they're talking about this border. Y'all see what they're talking about, this border? Is that not amazing? They told you, they brought up a new definition of a word, secure. Secure, they said, it means wide open. And I'm like, that's not what secure means. Secure means that it's closed in, that you can't get in. And all of a sudden, they said this border is secure. No, it's not. Don't let them take you down in that elevator and lie to you that this is the way this new norm is. No, it's not. What we need to do is maybe we can get some judges, put them down at the border, and they can try people before they come over. And if they don't qualify, send them right back to where they came from. That's what we can do. We can do that. That's easy to do. But yet, we got people in Washington that don't want to think like that. They don't tell you about this border, do they? They don't want to tell you about all the things they're doing to this country. And then we talking about the Green New Deal. Whoa, that's interesting right there too. The Green New Deal. Let me tell y'all this. I love the Green New Deal if we were ready for it, but we ain't ready for no Green New Deal. Because right now, have y'all been trying to drive down the street? Have y'all seen any charging station along the road? You never seen no charging station. Right now, we're not ready for it, so we don't need to be going in that direction. And when we get ready for it, I'll raise my hand and say we got to do it. Because I can promise you right now, Russia and China not talking about no Green New Deal. Russia and China not talking about charging a tank out in the desert. And I can tell you this, we're one of the largest agriculture countries in the world, in the United States, one of the largest in the United States. This is what was so funny, because, sometimes I ask them questions. People try to make fun of me because I'm from the country. Y'all know that. So I asked them a question. I said, what will a combine cost today? You know what they told me? A used one called $500,000. I go, whoa, that's a lot of money, $500,000. So I threw something on them that they weren't ready for. I said, what would an electric one cost? And they said about $1.8 million. I said, whoa, that's a whole lot of money right there. But then somebody threw something on me that I wasn't ready for. He said, Herschel, it only run for 2 hours, and then you have to charge it. So it won't work, because we got to have our crops in at a certain time. So I'm saying they don't know that they're not even doing the right thing by the people of Georgia, because if agriculture is one of the largest industries here in Georgia, we got to protect our farmers. We got to protect our farmers. Otherwise, we're going to have nothing to eat. And I'm going to tell you this right here. They say you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Because I'm going to tell you this. He's voted with Joe Biden 96% of the time, which he didn't know he was voting with him, or he loved that man. I don't know what he's doing, but it don't matter, because he's doing the wrong thing for the Georgia people, because the Georgia people are sick and tired of what they're doing to them. And they ask me why I'm running. Are you serious? Isn't that enough? If that's not enough, I can give you some more, because he voted also against religious liberties. Think about that. A man on a pulpit voting against religious liberties. That means that you can't practice the religion you want to do. A man praying out there on the field, they're going to have a court whether he can do that. You can't even pray by yourself no more. But I'm telling you, yes, you can. Don't let them take you down in that elevator, because I'm going to tell you right now, I love this country. I love you guys. I love this country. I love the state of Georgia. And they even now has come after me. Can you believe that? Calling me names like you're going to hurt my feelings. I was hurt a long time ago when I was a little boy. But I'm not a little boy now. I'm a man. And being a man, I know what's happening. Because they called me a coon the other day, and people think that was a bad term. I said, guys, I'm from the country. If you know anything about a coon, you're one of the smartest animals out there. So don't think that's going to hurt my feelings by calling me names. That ain't going to hurt my feelings. What hurt my feelings is see crime on the streets out there. there. To see people that's hurt, what hurt my feelings to see people can't afford food. What hurt my feelings to see people can't afford gas. What hurt my feelings to see kids going to school not learning. That's what hurt my feelings. What hurt my feelings to see the border wide open. What hurt my feelings to see our officers being disrespected. What hurt my feelings to see our military now having the recruitment is down, the morale is down only because we got these weak leaders in Washington. And I said, enough is enough. Now what we got to do is we got to get out and vote. And the way you get out and vote, how many of you have voted early? Whoa, all of you have voted early. So what you need to do is tell 10 of your friends to vote early too. Today is the last day of early voting. So tell them to get out and vote. And if they haven't voted, tell them to vote no later than December the 6th. That is Tuesday. And if you got 10 friends, you better tell them. If you don't have no friends, go make some friends and tell them to get out and vote. This is a serious opportunity right now. We got to get this together because we're not going to let them take us down in that elevator and tell us this is the new normal. And I'm here to tell you guys, I'm not that politician, don't look like one, don't act like one, but I'm Georgia born. No, Georgia bred. And when I die, I'll be Georgia dead because that's who I am. I'm a guy that, as my offensive lineman used to tell me, they said, Herschel, why don't you follow me? I'll take you to the promised land. Yes. So I'm going to tell all you vote for me. We all get to the promised land because I want to make sure we get that together. If we don't get that together, I don't want no one to get that at all because we're in this together. We're in this together, so don't let them separate you. Don't let them tell you that you can't do it. Don't let them take you down in that elevator and fool you that this is a new normal because your great warrior is here to tell you it's not. God bless you guys. Thank you now.